Alright everyone, welcome back once more to the house in Fata Morgana. Thank you for all the love and likes you give this series, really appreciate it. And oh boy guys, let me tell you, we have a big shocking revelation that hits in this part of the video, and I can't wait for you guys to see it and let me know what you all think, cause either most of you already saw it coming, or it's just gonna wow you, cause I both kind of saw it coming and was wowed either way. So it's a mixture of both for me. And well, it's big deal, guys. It's a very big deal. So with that said, let's get to it. All right, guys, and we are back. I push open the door, praying that it will be the last. That beyond it lies light for Giselle, and if possible, that it might cast a bit of light on Morgana's heart as well. What? However, why am I in my bedroom? What I find behind the door is the last thing I expect. Huh? As she appears from the shadows of my chambers, I can't conceal my surprise. Giselle? Is this another illusion, Morgana? No, it's not. I am the real me. Thank you for coming all the way here for me. She's thanking me. So why isn't she smiling? That was very kind and courageous of you, Mikkel. I'm deeply moved you would have such compassion not only for her, but for someone like me. But do you know what else you are? You're a worm. What is it this time, Morgana? What do you say we pull back the curtain, my dear? What curtain? There's one detail that hasn't yet come to light. This isn't your first return to the mansion, is it? You've been back numerous times, each time not remembering her, and each time hurting her even more. What are you talking about? What am I talking about? Oh, you know good and well, my dear. Or do you honestly believe that all the other pieces were in their rightful places and you alone were some exception? I never... Tell me, how was it? Living in so many different eras, not knowing who you were, and playing with all the different men. Oh, so he was reincarnated as the white-haired girl then. No! You're out of your mind! You make it sound like I was... Not like, my dear. You are the white-haired girl. Enough! How could anyone possibly confuse me with her? To tell you the truth, I couldn't see you as anyone else. Your white hair, red eyes, porcelain skin, and your name. Tell me, what about you isn't the same? We're not the same person. I saw the letter. What? The one you had hidden? No. And you didn't think that was worth mentioning? No, Giselle, I didn't mean... You're exactly right, my dear Giselle. He deceived you. He kept a very important secret from you. Despite showing up before you multiple times, and he cast you aside again and again. No. No! That wasn't me! It wasn't! It all makes sense now. Nothing you ever did was for me. Giselle, I... Go on, Giselle. Tell him exactly how you feel. Mikkel. Don't. Please don't. Don't say it. Not that, please. I'm begging you. You're... Stop. Please don't, Giselle! Not actually. Please. Don't say it! A man at all, are you? You're disgusting. You're the only one it could have been, my dear. The only one who could have been the white-haired girl. The next moment, my whole world comes tumbling down. I could have borne anything. Losing my arm, having my face torn off. Any amount of pain, I could have handled it. For you, I could have done it. But this, hearing those words, coming from your mouth, being rejected by you, that I cannot. Those words, they bury me alive. And you're the one person I never wanted to hear them from. You know, I kinda had a feeling that was the case, besides the obvious fact that the white-haired girl kept appearing in all three stories, and then we were thought to believe that Mikkel was really a man. It also didn't help that the cover itself showcased both the maid and the white-haired girl. I already knew, like, when I first saw the cover, I thought it was two girls together. And now that we finally learned that he was actually a girl to begin with, it makes perfect sense. When I learned my father, Anthony, had passed, I wrote 2 letters, one to my brother and one to my mother. It was the first time I had found the courage to face my mother, to open up to her. I wanted to show her who I was, convince her that I wasn't cursed, so I could be myself when I returned to the capital with Giselle. Dear Mother, there is something I wish to tell you, something that means a great deal to me. So I ask of you, please hear me out. And I ask of you, please accept it. Mother, I no longer bear any resentment for my present lot in life. Nevertheless, I would ask of you to concede one thing. That I was never cursed. That I was always your son. That I am Mikkel, not Michelle. I have found someone whom I care for dearly. A woman. And I love her with all my heart. I would like to spend the rest of my life with her. I do not wish for much. Simply to have a quiet life with her. To go through our days together, man and woman. That is the one thing I want. Mother, I know you're aware that my body is no longer female. I am a man. My heart is male. And I ask of you to please accept that. I have no grudge with you. In fact, I am incredibly grateful to you for bringing me into this world. With love, your dearest son. Shortly after sending that letter, I was killed. But was he from his family, though? I'm dragged down, against my will, into the darkness. Beneath me spreads my own past. My door. The door I swore never to open. But despite all my efforts to resist, the door sucks me in. Into a world I never wanted to see again. A history I never wanted revealed. A past I never wanted anyone to see. Nonetheless, the door opens. The 7th door. Oh my gosh, I keep thinking we're nearly done and we have another door. Alright, let's learn Mikkel's actual history now. There were 2 things out of the ordinary about that baby. The first is its parents embraced, and the second, they wholly rejected. Although, it was some time before the baby's second peculiarity emerged. And until it finally did, no one was any the wiser. Not even the child itself. Its mother surely enjoyed that brief period of happiness before her child finally realized the truth. Blind to the fact that the moment it had let out its first cry, everything came crashing down. To this day, she still doesn't know the child she gave birth to, that she set loose a curse upon the world. A curse that turned angels into demons, humans into witches. My God, look at that. She's beautiful, isn't she? Have you seen her laugh? Not yet, I haven't. At any rate, that color certainly is something else. God's gift to us. No, she's an angel sent from heaven. An angel. Ah, yes, I can see it now, Liddy. Her white hair and almost translucent skin, it's beautiful. My, she opened her eyes. Maybe she felt you nearby. Do you like your father more than me? Is that it, sweetheart? Gorgeous, aren't they? Such a deep, enchanting color. Like two little jewels. Ah, that they are. A magnificent shade of red. I, I've never seen anything like it. And this is our child. She's special. I can feel it. We have to take good care of her. She needs a name, one that's just as special as her. Have you already chosen, Antonin? You, you were the one begging for a girl. You do it. Besides, I already had to rack my brain for the boys' names. Now it's your turn. Are you really gonna let me? My, that's quite a lot of pressure. Name her after an angel then. Oh, I like that. Alright then. We'll call her Michelle, after the Archangel Michael. You'll grow up to be beautiful as an angel, my Michelle. I've always wanted a little girl. With her snowy white hair, skin so pale you could see the veins beneath it, and her ruby red eyes. She was a very peculiar looking little girl, and her mother showered her with love. She truly believed her daughter was an angel sent from above, born as a human child. The blessed babe, born a girl, was given an angel's name. Michelle. Me. Checkmate. Gah. I see. That's what you did. Curses, I completely overlooked that. I thought you were advancing with your pawns, but that was all a diversion. You're too short-sighted, Didier. You need to look at the big picture. Sometimes it's the tactician and not the soldier holding the sword. You got me. You're quite good at this, Michelle. What inspired you to take such an aggressive strategy? It's not an inspiration. It was a derivation. Derivation? Chess is in many ways similar to real war tactics. Ah, my military texts. You haven't read all of them, have you? I have nothing but time. Impressive. Even I haven't read all the books in my room. You planning to join the order with that kind of knowledge? You jest. You're the one who's going to be a knight, Didier. Didier or Didier? Ha, that I am. War is the men's job after all. I want you to be there to welcome me home. Didier, or Didier, I'm in a bit of a bind. Oh, hello there, Michelle. I didn't know you were home, Georges. Georges? Jorges? Georges is pretty weird. Okay. Just got back, yep. Oh ho, playing chess again, are ya? Let's see, what do we have here? Get away from the board! Yikes, you got trounced, huh? And you call yourself her big brother. Haha. As if you're any better. That's not funny, Georges. I cannot approve of someone who can't keep up with the flow of battle becoming a knight. Given our family's rank, you would eventually be put in charge of other soldiers. What are you worried about me? No, I'm saying... I've been blessed with such a caring sister. But fear not. I have a guardian angel after all. Where's the logic in that? Sorry to interrupt your moment, but... Does nobody listen to me? Now, don't pout. So, what seems to be the problem, Georges? Yes, listen to this. The royal court is holding a swordsmanship show, and for some reason, I was selected to participate. How unfortunate for you. I can already see you on the ground sobbing. Hey now, that's just mean. Besides, my hands weren't meant to hold a sword. Look at these dainty fingers. They're covered in calluses. Dainty calluses. Tell me, why would they have an artist sword fight? That's the whole point, I would think. No need to get so worked up. No one's expecting you to win. Maybe not, but we do have a name to worry about. And you know what that means, don't you? I'm going to lose. That's a given. But I want to do it in style. I feel bad for your sword. Oh, don't be like that. Now come on, time's wasted. To the courtyard we go. Just so you know, if I train you, I'm gonna train you right. All I want to know is how to look good. What is it, Michelle? May I watch? Fine with me, but you know you can't go outside. I'll be watching from the hall. I could open one of the windows facing the courtyard. Still, you need to be careful. You can't spend too much time in the sun. I know. I had two older brothers. The eldest, Didier, belonged to an order of knights that served the church, and below him was Georges, who served as a court artist. He was, in all likelihood, who would inherit the family estate, as knights were not formally allowed to own property. Nevertheless, the Bollinger family name was upheld by Didier. And then there was me, the youngest, the only daughter. Physically, I was not in particularly good health. Because of the color of my skin, I was hypersensitive to sunlight. I rarely left the estate. My world was contained entirely within these walls. And perhaps out of some sense of pity or compassion, my two brothers spent a good deal of time with me. Didier played chess with me, and Georges taught me how to draw. And among other things, they taught me how to read and write. For a girl, I was incredibly fortunate. The one thing I wasn't allowed to do, though, was hold a sword. While hardly anything unusual, it bothered me deeply, and it had for as long as I could remember. If I had been told I couldn't do it because I lacked the strength, I probably would have accepted it. But the reason given was not that I was weak. But the reason given was but that I was a girl. And with each passing year, that smoldering frustration in the back of my heart grew larger. Come on, put your back into it. Like I said, all I want is to put on a good show. Oh, you'll put on quite a show, unless you learn how to swing that sword properly. Give me a break. Out in the garden, my two brothers traded swings bare-chested. All I could do, though, was observe from afar. And every time I found myself forced to watch, I felt a sharp pain like a needle piercing my chest. A needle that seemed to be growing ever thicker. My mother and my brothers loved me dearly, but that didn't change the fact that the outside world lay beyond my reach. I was trapped in the estate by my own body. At first, I thought that was the root of my pain. But that answer seemed to contradict something inside me. Something I couldn't explain. Something I couldn't ignore even as a child. So I searched within myself, trying to find an explanation for the constantly swelling sensation of wrongness inside me. Day after day, I gazed into the cavern of my own heart. My. Now, what are the two of them doing out there? Georges was asked to do a swordsmanship show at the royal court, so Didier is helping him. Swordsmanship? Oh, I just can't stand those shows. Blades are so dangerous. I can't watch people swinging them at each other. Why don't you come back to your room with me, Michelle? I would love to teach you how to sew. But Mom, I want to watch them practice. Michelle. First of all, you need to watch how you speak, young lady. You do not call me Mom, you call me Mother. Isn't it the same thing? This is what happens when you spend so much time around boys. As your mother, I don't approve of you playing chess or making art. Ah, okay, I'm seeing the problem now. A woman has no need for such skills. They will only make you look insolent. But I want you to grow up to be a respectable woman. That is my job, and my dream is your mother. Now come. I would rather you looked at some fine embroidery with me than a couple of sweaty men. Yes, Mother. You are my little girl after all. Spending time with my mother was agonizing. Was it because her world was so isolated? No, that wasn't it. Her gentle voice, the sweet scent of her perfume, the way she constantly told me how much she loved me, and her diatribes about how wonderful it was to be a girl. Everything she did put so much pressure on me. But above all, she loved to say, "You are my little girl after all." And there was nothing strange about that at all. Every time I looked in the mirror, I saw the daughter of a noble. That was who I was. So the only thing wrong was how I felt. But every time I was faced with the reality of who I was, my heart wavered. I had no interest in learning to embroider. I didn't understand why that was necessary. I knew what purpose it served. Everything she taught me I would need when I was wed off to some noble boy, and it was my responsibility to learn those things. It didn't feel right, though. I couldn't even accept the fact that one day I would be married. It was but an ominous shadow lurking in my future. I would have preferred ravaging the book in Didier's room than having a conversation with my mother. Tales of heroes of old and dauntless soldiers. Military texts written by tacticians in the midst of war. Thinking about them set my heart aflutter. It made me think about my brother. He was training to be a knight. I envisioned armor flecked with rust, a long sword glimmering with the blood of savages. Soon I found myself in my fantasies, imagining how the sword would feel in my hands, the sensation of the hilt beneath my fingers, swinging it gallantly, like my brother. How heavy was it? How much muscle would I need to carry it? How much impact would I feel in my hands when I struck something? How restricted would my vision be wearing a helmet? How much did it weigh? How hot was it inside? I had no way of answering any of those questions, though. Ah, kill me now. I have some cloth if you'd like to wipe yourself off. Oh yeah, thanks. Ugh, I'm so dead. You were at it for a long time. I've never known Deed to half-ass something once he gets started, which I guess is what makes him knight material, but... Are you opposed to him becoming a knight? Well, you know, I'd kinda assume he'd inherit the estate and handle taking care of everything. So it's like, why's he gotta go and be some priest's whipping boy? Don't tell him I said that, though. He wants to fight for the greater good. I don't know. Despite the name, he wouldn't be doing much fighting himself. Anywho, someone as passionate as him might be able to make changes for the better. Changes? He knows what condition the order is in. That's why he's joining. Figure he wants to whip them into shape, melt them down, and reforge the whole thing. Huh. So he might be able to change things. What are you muttering about, Michelle? Hey! Oh, hold it! The pain I felt in my chest when I smelled the sweat emanating from George's body when I looked at his slender but distinctly male build, I was convinced it was admiration. Did I want to become a knight too? Maybe the discomfort I felt was because I wanted to be like him. Would it all go away if he were able to change the rules and I could join the order as well? I was positive it would. The deer. Michelle, hold on. You can't come barging into my room unannounced. I'm trying to change. We need to talk. I said stop. You're a girl. You can't just walk in on a man as he's changing. Ah, I'm starting to see the what you call it, the comparisons now, because this is exactly what Mel said to Nellie whenever she would walk in on him. Okay, there's the pattern is starting to show itself now. I see no reason for you to be so self-conscious. Listen to me, Michelle. Georges tells me you're planning to overhaul the order. He told you that? No, I hardly have such grand aspirations. Don't be coy. I believe you have what it takes to do it, Didier. What's gotten into you? You're unusually fiery today. So I want to ask you a favor. When you have enough influence in the order, I would like you to make me a knight too. You what? I'm tired of the way Mother treats me. Always saying I can't do this or that because I'm a girl. I want to learn how to swing a sword. I don't want to do embroidery. I don't care about jewelry or fancy clothing. Michelle, what's gotten into you? I'm so much more interested in the world you live in, Didier. So please. Well, I'll be. I suppose we must have let ourselves spend too much time with you. Not you, too. That's exactly what Mother said. First of all, Michelle, you don't have the strength to hold a sword. Then I'll train until I do. And if that doesn't work, I still have my mind. You know good and well I could. People are not chess pieces, Michelle. But Didier. But above all, you're missing the most important point. I will not, for any reason, become the kind of man who makes a woman take up a sword. Didier. This may seem normal to you, growing up with two brothers. But I want you to listen to me, Michelle. Men and women walk different paths. Men wield swords and fight against dangerous enemies. And they do so to protect the weak, women and children. I am here to protect you and your mother. You're no different than her. Why did he say your mother? Isn't that his mom too? You don't treat me any different than her. Honestly, what's gotten into you, Michelle? Why wouldn't I treat you like a daughter of a Bollinger estate? Your brother and I, we never meant to make you think. Forget it. What? I'm sorry. I knew what I was asking was foolish. Oh? But I thought you would understand how I feel. Even just a little bit. What was I expecting him to understand? Even I didn't understand the things I felt. I wanted to know what had gotten into me far more than he did. What I had done was no better than throw a temper tantrum. Was I that desperate to become a knight? No. I just thought that the key to the chains in my heart lay down that road, but ultimately there was nothing. Assuming Didier had agreed, and assuming I did become a knight, it wouldn't do anything for the core problem. As I dashed from my brother's room, I snuck a peek at him. His face was filled with intense perplexity. And how could I blame him? I had tried to push a dozen different ideals onto him at once. Filled myself with the vain hope that he would somehow be able to make sense of me when I couldn't even make sense of myself. And now, bubbling with unwarranted anger at being let down, I fled to my own chambers. I can only imagine how frustrating that must have been for him. It was the spring of my 14th year. Heavy clouds filled the sky, blocking out the sun and giving the impression of late evening all throughout the day. I, for one, preferred it when the sun wasn't out. Not that sunlight would kill me, but if it was bright enough, the whole world was so white I could hardly see a thing, which meant I could only go outside on days when the weather made most everyone else gloomy. As I was meandering through the courtyard, I spotted someone I'd never seen before. A warm breeze blew past, sending up a swirl of flower petals. The girl's dress hung lightly over her frame, chasing her gentle curves. Okay, I'm starting to see what's gonna happen here now. From his prior From her prior flashbacks, I've been noticing that he remembered someone calling him disgusting. It must be this girl here, because sorry, I did it again. She keeps having flashbacks of possibly having feelings for this woman here and getting rejected because during this time it wasn't what you call the norm to be having feelings for someone of the same sex. I'm assuming that's what the case is here. Who are you? I asked bluntly, and the girl twirled around smiling. Amy. That's her name. My apologies, you just have such a beautiful courtyard here. I let myself in for a little walk. Long chestnut hair flowed over around feminine shoulders. It swayed slightly in the wind. The cloud of melancholy dissipated in the light of her smile. You must be Michelle. You're just as pretty as I heard. And you are? My name is Amy. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. Finally meet me? What was she talking about? As I stood there baffled by this strange woman, she stepped toward me, kissing me softly on the cheek. I'm thrilled to make your acquaintance, Michelle. Her voice was like someone pouring honey into my ear, electrifyingly sweet. I'm George's fiance. Ah, there it is. Yup, exactly. In the earlier parts when he was I did it again. When Michelle was talking to Giselle, she mentioned that she had feelings for her brother's fiance. It's this one, okay. And it also stuck another needle into my chest. She was a noble girl by the name of Amy Joubert. Though only 15, she was the very image of a refined polish to a shine. No one had told me my brother was to be married. It came out of nowhere, and it seemed I was the only one who didn't know. That evening, when the family gathered around the table for supper, Amy was there too, and they prepared an extravagant feast for the occasion. Alright guys, I'm gonna have to end the video here for the day. Thank you all for watching. Now this has been a very surprising part of the story, because a part of me had a feeling that Mikkel was a girl, because we got the obvious 3 stories that showcase the white-haired girl. You could have just as easily put that in as Mikkel being reincarnated as a girl 3 times or what have you, only to finally come back as himself in the final act. That's what anyone would have, assumed. But throughout, you learn like bits and pieces, and he had his secrets, or she had her secrets. And like I said before, like in the cover of this game, you see 2 girls. You see Giselle and the white-haired girl. And the way the white-haired girl was drawn, she was drawn especially effeminate. And that's why I found it weird whenever they showcased Mikkel and he had the same appearance. And I'm like, it confused me. And it makes sense now because this whole time, she was hiding who she really was. And here we are being given the true story, just as we were given the true story of the witch. So now I'm even more curious to how this story is going to end, because we keep getting more stories. I keep thinking like the 5th door is the last door, the 6th door is the last one, and now we have a 7th. So I'm looking forward to the next one, guys. Thank you all for watching, and as usual, until the next one.